Let me. So many themes.
Yes, so many themes.
So many themes. Um, so so I did write some like questions, theme markers to kind of like so that, and there's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yep.
So I have them all written down already, and I want to make sure to like address them because these were just coming through as I was hearing your recording. Um, First one that did not come up first was this little girl is in the middle again.
And I'm like, am I doing this? Am I doing this to myself? How am I doing this to myself? What am I doing?
So I definitely want to address that, like, first and foremost, you actually aren't responsible for any of this.
Yeah.
And
But somehow,
and that I think is so difficult because you continually unconditionally love your mom, your brother, your dad, Mike's family, like all of it. You continue to just hold space
yeah,
for all of them to like get a semblance of a clue. And the energy expenditure that you are doing to try to save them is now hurting you.
yeah, yeah, yes.
Like going, I have to see where in your body when your mother called herself the cycle breaker is.
Oh my fucking God.
Where in your body is like, I'm getting chills right now.
Oh my fucking God. I can't believe she said that shit. And she has no fucking idea. She's like, are you stunned? But then again, should I be stunned? I don't, I mean, she's her. She's
Right.
still her. But
So,
yeah, that was like just, yeah, I was just like, yeah, that was shit. That was some shit, Stephanie.
I, and I'm saying that to you in that way, and I'm starting this way because, like, none of this has to do with you. Like, you could
No.
literally just what, like,
Yeah, I could.
and I know you're not going to. So that's why.
No. Well, I have to tell you, and I know there's a lot we have to cover. Rochelle was reminding me of when I was removing myself from that house, how much I took on of making sure that Karsten was okay and that Karsten wouldn't get displaced in that whole situation, which I had no control over whatsoever, except for extracting myself. But um and she's like, remember, she's like, I got mad at you. She's like, I got mad at you for taking that on.
See, okay,
So it's,
where is that? Where are you holding that? Where is that?
oh, it's right here.
Your baby brother, like,
Yeah,
you are
yeah,
still mothering him.
yep, yep.
And at what point does he need to have his own journey to find the mother?
Yeah.
And is he receptive to that? Can you do some maybe healing familial work with really connecting him? Maybe he can do some grounding just to start with, like, just really basic earth centering, mothering safety kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's just another one of my frustrations when even talking to him, because he's had a lot of mainstream therapy, you know, and so he thinks that he has a deeper understanding of all this shit than me. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, I've been doing this work.
Yeah,
You know who I am, where I've been. We
yeah,
were there together.
right.
Like, I have an intimate relationship with this work. It just doesn't look like yours.
And another big aspect that came up time and time, the whole time you were talking and sharing the story, was this aspect of you are the dark feminine. That's why we connect so well, because you are everything that I I've had to do so much work to understand it, where it's like that's your baseline, whereas I'm more of the light mother work, and which is why we do so well when we
Yep,
complement each other.
yep,
So the dark feminine right now needs you in your role, like not mothering him.
yeah,
Do you like, do you see where the lines have crossed? Like, rather than being in the dark feminine, being in like, this is not pleasurable, this is not my passion, this is me mothering you yet again from a place that is not you being receptive to being even held in safety. You're not even receptive to being nurtured. You're not even receptive for guidance. You're not acceptive to my unconditional love.
yeah, yeah. And Mike actually called him out on that. Because Mike's like, what do you want? You have a key to our house. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's counter. It's all uh to me, you know, I was talking to Ro last night. I was like, they've just only gotten like such a tiny taste of my dark feminine, and everyone freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So I
oh,
really want to like baseline invite her into this session, really create a sacred space for that to lead where this goes versus the typical mothering energy that we bring into these sessions, because you have that. Mike, the kids, like, you're bang on. Like, we're not doing that. Now it's this
right.
external, you have that mother role. You are nourishing, you are loving, you are creating birthday magic. Like,
Yeah.
this is now where you need to create really clear, healthy boundaries with the dark feminine. This is no longer about you mothering your family or Mike's family or
Mm-hmm.
anybody else except for your family, your those that you're working with, those that you're nurturing for weaving, that are
Right.
teaching, that are your mothering
Right.
is really honed in, you're in there, like that has an avenue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that you're not on social media, you're not doing the work of constantly putting your dark feminine out there. I feel like maybe it's getting pushed down in ways and bringing these opportunities to you,
Yeah.
but they're not typically how you would respond to these opportunities or individuals. Does that make sense?
Yes. It makes perfect sense. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, with that, masking, like,
Yeah.
huge. I get it. I just had full on personal experience. Like,
Yes.
move the mask, put it on, move the mask, put it on. I was
Right.
thinking,
Right.
oh, I don't know.
right? Seriously.
So I'm never am I saying like, whoop, take the mask off and be the dark feminine, because that's yet let's invite her in because she really needs to be in this conversation.
Yeah, it's like I have so much fear around that aspect of myself because I'm like, can I, because it's control. I'm like, do I have control?
Do you have control anyway over any of this? Like, none of it is in your control anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's probably why though. That's probably why I'm hanging on to that.
What are your biggest, let's just go through, what are your biggest fears of actually allowing in the unmasked version of yourself? Like, obviously saying something that might trigger them, like truth.
Yeah. Right.
Speaking the truth, that's probably the scariest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, fallout, alienation from, I mean, like, my mom is whatever, but Carson anyway, or losing his trust would just be fucking devastating to me. And that's why I'm so fucking mad because I'm like, this woman's gonna kill him. It's like she's killing him. And he's just like staying in it because he's afraid of what she's gonna do because she's basically my stepfather. And
Mm,
he's like, oh, she's gonna go into a suicidal spiral and all this. I was like, and who does that sound like, Karsten? Who does that sound like?
yeah.
Excuse me, Amara. Boy, brothers, please. The boys are not doing their job. I was like, excuse me for the next hour. She needs to not come upstairs. And then, anyway, whatever. And want to throttle her. I want to fucking throttle this bitch. I took her in as my family. I've been, a person to her. I've been a sister to her, and fucking thanked her for saving my brother's life. And but I'm like, did you save his life so that you can sit there and fucking just what, do whatever the fuck you want? Like leave dog shit on the floor for your baby to crawl in or what? Like what the it's and I know she's gonna be here because Rochelle's like, what if she doesn't come? I'm like, she's gonna come. She's gonna be here.
So
Um,
this
so
is bringing up so much inner child stuff against your stepdad.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And the fact that he's choosing this is what's making you so angry.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I told him last time I was here because we pinned things down because he's like, oh, she took the pregnancy test 3 weeks after we had sex. I was like, before her missed period. That's interesting. Right. So I told him I was like, it's always going to be another thing with her. It's going to keep happening. There's never going to be a good time for you to remove yourself from that space. But like, how much are you going to let your children be exposed to this?
With her able to really be present for the kids? I mean, how okay, here's the question. Are you going to step in and take care of the kids for him?
Right.
Or do you, so like these are the questions that need to be asked. How much responsibility are you wanting to take over these kids and him?
Yeah.
Like, are you ready to remove them from the house so that they're in safe care while you call authorities on her? And you know, like how,
Yeah.
what it, and I guess I'm taking it because it's at this point that it does seem very urgent as far as he has very fragile mental health.
Yep.
She obviously is manipulating that and also is in a very unwell space.
Yep. Yep.
At what point is it not so much about your brother and about these kids that cannot have a cycle return to?
Right.
And
Yeah.
at what point do you need to just bypass and have a conversation with your brother? Like, look at the conditions that are happening. If authorities were called and found them right now, what would, what would that look like? I'm not going to call, but I want you to really look at how serious this is. What if a neighbor hears something while you're not there for 60 hours a week? There's,
Right.
if she's walking around with the baby drunk and something happens, authorities
Yeah.
are in the picture at any moment at this point.
Yeah. And I think, yes, no, this is why it's pinging. This is why it's turning me up so much, because it's playing out. And that's what my other good friend, she's like, just because it's not kitty fucking doesn't mean it's not fucked up.
Right.
And like, big issue that needs to be taken care of,
Correct. Like,
um
negligence is negligence. There's a definition of that for a reason.
yeah.
And Washington is not play games well with that.
I told him, I was like, if you can get your kids taken away if your water shut off. You understand that. Like, your water got shut off. It's not the first time. Your kids get removed if there's no water in your house. Like,
So
and
that's
he didn't know that. He didn't even fucking know that. I was like, you better tell Julie that. Like, this is serious shit. Well, she's door dashing $6 cans of wine and DiGiorno pizza. Um, so yes, I need to decide how much responsibility I'm willing to take on. And
because at some point it's not about your brother anymore. It's about the next generation so that they don't receive this trauma. And
yes,
I I know that sounds as harsh as I'm saying it.
no,
And but if your brother is not able to be saved, at what point do you need to step in so that this cycle gets truly broken with his kids?
yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that. Yeah. And I think that, and he did thank me the other day for holding him accountable. Um, because I think he's pretty deep in the manipulation and the questioning of his own reality. And so he's having to keep coming back to me. And I'm like, no, this is real and this is not okay. And this is problematic for these reasons. And I will keep saying this, but at some point you need to extract yourself so you can clear your mind, clear your mind, eat some healthy food, move your body, have a night's sleep, not have seizures and die, these sort of things.
Yeah.
And so I've been holding him. He has the plan right now, but I've been holding him. But yeah, it's like Rochelle said, she's like, you can't hold it all. You can't hold it all,
And
and so
it's a really shitty choice to like figure out at what, and it's not.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be a choice at all. You can allow
no,
for this to
to
be,
just go, yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're at the point right now and the crossroads may become even clearer.
yeah,
after Sunday, there might be something really clear, like, no, this is not for me to take on. These are the kids' journey. This is their,
Right.
do you know what I mean? Like there may be something really poignant that comes up that tells you like, no, this is your lane. This is their lane.
Right.
But
Yeah.
right now it's
Yeah.
not that. Like your lanes are still very much together,
Yeah.
which is why you're feeling it in your body so acutely right now.
Well, right, because now I feel like I'm getting forced into this situation where what is it? Dishonest harmony is expected. Um not only for them, but like for my son whose birthday it is, you
Right.
know. And it's like, okay, I can't her out because that's going to cause disharmony. I can't say what I think because that would cause disharmony. So what? My choice is dishonest, like I just don't know how I want to change, you know, and Rochelle wants to change it too because Rochelle's been in this enough where she's part of the dynamic. She's part
Right.
of it.
She knows that this, yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, how do we change this? How do we create new roles? What's our role in this? How do we change how we engage in a situation like this that keeps playing out over and over again to like not harm ourselves, you know? I mean, Rochelle's the one that fielded my mother when I ran away and sent her a mean letter. You know what I mean? Like Rochelle's the one that dealt with my messes when I've left and had to run away. I didn't know what else to do, you know. So that's not healthy for her. I was like, listen, I thank you for that, but you can't be standing here taking bullets.
Yeah.
That's not okay for you.
Is she any more sober or doing, is she, what is,
Yeah, she still drinks, but she is not letting it run her. It's not running her at
yeah,
all.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not running her. So she sees like Julie's alcoholism and she's like, you know, she's like, you know, don't trust a fucking thing she says or does
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's just everything's deception and everything's about getting the next drink. So, um,
So
yeah.
let's tap in.
Okay.
Let's, I want to hear from your dark feminine. I want to hear what truths she would say, because maybe there's a lot more fear happening about what would be said than necessary.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, let's have her, let's get it all out there on the table. Let's have it in writing.
Yeah.
Let's have it in words. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Then we can go through and really say, okay, nope, that's not the script we're going with, or, oh, that actually could be received in a way that could be really beneficial for all involved.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
fear is what is causing the most amount of stagnation right now. Being put up
Yeah.
against the wall of like, well, I don't know what it will come out.
Yeah.
Put this mask off. I don't know what is going to be said.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with my, I don't even know if my mom's going to show up. My mom may or may not come. I kind of know what to expect from her. Julie, what I want to say to her.
Well, let's play it out. Let's create the day. You've got
Okay.
decorations, you've got
Yeah.
cakes, you've
Yeah.
got party favors, you've got the house decorated, you've spent the whole weekend day before cleaning and all of
Yeah.
preparation.
Yeah.
Kids are going to be a little ramped up because of all the birthday preparations. They've been kind of on their own a little bit. The
Yeah.
energy is gonna be a little intense anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So feel that in your body already, because it's not a calm setting already. You've had a lot of
No.
preparations, there's a lot of food, there's a lot of anticipation, kind of a little bit of underlying anxiety going on, the over
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot of that happening in your body already.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so now that we're kind of feeling in that state,
Yep.
when you
Yep.
invite dark feminine energy in, where does it go and what does it do?
Really actually goes into kind of commanding the space and owning the space as mine and not anybody else's. Um,
I feel like you're more there. Like I feel like you're physically more there than we just were a second ago of like being really spacey and out there and distract. Like
yeah.
I feel like you're in your body.
Yeah. Yeah. I clicked in, that's for sure. She's saying like we don't have to ice her out, but we also don't have to engage like at all. We're busy. We've got lots of guests to entertain. We've got to make sure people have beverages and, children are entertained and safe, and we're mingling with everybody. And, but there's that other part of me that's like, not the dark feminine. That's like, but are we avoiding? Are we avoiding?
No, like you seem really there.
Yeah.
I also want to like address the aspect that she's once again making this whole day about her through you.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
entity is already attached to you and has been since
Yeah.
this whole thing started.
Yeah.
So that's why I
Yeah.
asked that dark feminine to come in, because that dark feminine is like, you're not feeding off of me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when
Yeah.
you're in your dark feminine, that entity can't even touch you.
Yeah.
There's no rousing you up. There's no
Yeah.
lighting you up. Like it could get to your energy in this space of overwhelm and kind of and so much to do, people to please, all this like out here.
Yeah.
That entity
Yeah.
is already feeding off of you the past few days.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right about that.
But as soon as you went into and clicked into like the queen,
Yeah.
like like Queen Karen came up and she was like, "This is my home." Like nobody ruffles what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't. It
Yeah.
it didn't feel like avoidance to me. It really felt like
Okay.
so solid boundary, solid border. Our intention here has nothing to do with you. You just happen to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And there will be a day when the intention is it is your turn for this dark energy to now talk to you. This,
Right.
this dark feminine to one on one, get your shit together or you're going to lose your kids.
Yeah.
But Sunday's not the day for that. You know what I mean? Like,
No. Yeah. No. And exactly. And that's where, that's it's just the first time I'm gonna have to see her, like really see her since shit really got extra crazy. Um, no, I feel I yep, I just gotta invite her on in, the dark feminine, and just let her let her do her thing. 'Cause no, it felt good. It feels good. It feels good. And like I need to rate like I work really hard to like not be intimidating. And I think
not the time or place to not hold that space.
yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and allow myself to be intimidating in the way that I do without uh,
That's you just removing the mask. That mask of
yeah.
like people pleasing and like
Yeah.
softening to a point that you're not being fully in your energy is the mask
Yeah.
that we were trying to figure out. So there it is.
Yeah. 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 So I just need to make sure I'm doing some work before. Luckily, it's not till 3, so I have time to kind of set space and do some work beforehand. And of course,
Are there some
uh,
visual aspects that you can put out, like as party, like maybe a gold or black balloon, like something visual that will like pull you, that you can see throughout the whole day, that every time you see it really visually confirms, no, I'm in my dark, no, I'm in my feminine, I am in it fully, light and dark, because you're mothering and you're going to be fully in the duality of full sacred union of your feminine, not
yeah,
one or the other, because like you are fully in mother feminine, and you have to be fully in that maiden horror dark
yeah,
feminine,
yeah,
and create that sacred union for Sunday, like
yeah,
solid.
yeah. Well, it's a Zelda themed party, so I'm sure I can find something that works.
White wizard, black wizard, okay, this is perfect,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
perfect, okay,
Yeah.
universe was already preparing for all of this, and
Yes. 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 Yes.
okay.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm already feeling so much better. It's like I pulled some cards. I've been so pulled out of myself from it. And I mean, Rochelle's been ringing the bell, she's like, girl, you're getting too like consumed and too like outward,
Can we find
with
out
it.
if this is a similar entity that was attached to your father-in-law?
I mean, it would make sense. The sort of slovenliness, the what is it? The sloth and the addiction and complete lack of personal responsibility, definitely rings
Do you have
true.
any black tourmaline around you or
Uh,
selenite?
yeah, yes, yes, I do.
Okay. So let's pull that out, because
Yeah,
that is the only explanation that I can think of as to why you were so invested in it. Is like you were being fed off of in a way that only happens, and it's probably because you're like, this is my son, this is his big birthday. Like you had
yeah,
so much other stuff, that was important and that your heart was totally open for, that it just like slipped right in.
yeah, yeah. And I think I've been really into like expansiveness and expanding, but I've also noticed that like some of that expansion has been a little bit too much expansion. Need to like bring it back in a little bit. Bring it back in a little bit.
Yeah. Some
Um,
good sex Saturday night would be
yeah,
the
yeah, and we had some good sex just the other day too. So we've been on top of the good sex. Thank goodness for that.
yes. So
It's feast or famine around here.
I know it's the kids get into like an age where you're like, okay. And then all of a sudden they're super needy again, and you're like, oh, okay, okay.
Right. So, so we're seizing every opportunity we can.
Yeah. Yeah, because that, and really pull that energy that into your bodiness, really open that womb space for connecting, really creating some deep pleasure aspects to go into Sunday with.
Yeah. Yeah.
That way you're fully connected, pleasure filled, really filled up in that manner, and everything else
Yes.
is the cherry of people being there celebrating, you know what I mean, like cool,
Yeah.
all of that's just the extra.
Yes. Yeah. And my Mike and I are very good at creating an event. That's a gift we have together, and And us being extra intimate beforehand will help us be an extra united
Yeah.
front. And he's going to be
That
doing,
sacred union that you guys have in the physical realm is going to create more for that sacred union of those divine aspects within you. So all of it
yeah,
is being in that sacred union. And then, you know, after Sunday, you can really figure out how you would like to address this if you want to address this. Like, it's
yeah,
a choice for you.
yeah. How to go forward. Yeah. Well, I've made him give me a plan and I've written down the plan. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is your plan? What is your action plan? What are you doing? You know, and he has one for the next few weeks here that I'm going to hold him accountable for. Um, I think he understands that he needs to leave, but he also wants to be strategic with how he leaves, with how he does it. Um,
And
which
so,
means we
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, my mom needs to come in and do that. You know what I mean? That's my mom needs to come in and do that. Like she's an expert on divorce and dirty shit like that. doing it, you know, documenting and all, doing all the things that need to be done to come out on top of that sort of thing. So I need to I need to be like, Mom, you need to step in for your son, and I've told Karsten, I'm like, Julie's parents need to come get her. Like they need to come get their daughter. Like
Mhm.
he's told them about everything, the alcoholism, the issue with her talking to another man inappropriately, of course the abortion and the drinking before the abortion, even though she knew the risks of drinking before the abortion, the feces around the house, the unsanitary shit.
Do you think she actually had an abortion?
Yeah, because there's trash from it, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But she did it on purpose. She would have to abort.
Right.
That's what I drilled in him. I'm like, you understand that this was deliberate. Like you can give benefit of the doubt abound for a lot of things. I was like, but this was deliberate. So
So I want to kind of circle back a little bit
yes,
to, I want to connect with little Karen for a moment because
yeah,
she's the one who gets the most amount of re-trauma.
yeah,
Her needs are not being filled right now.
no,
So now that you're in your body, you're in a space of empowerment. She can feel that. She knows that she's safe.
yeah, yeah,
Because all of this is just you watching this happen again to your brother. But again, that's not your fault.
right,
Like taking the parental responsibility once again for your brother and trying to save him
yeah,
is very real.
yeah, yeah. It is. Yeah, I would say that's probably, well, it's so many different ages, right? It's probably like,
So many. Let's do youngest.
yeah.
Always do the
Okay.
youngest.
All right. The youngest would probably be 10-year-old Karen.
Let's go in. If you want to close your eyes,
Yeah.
a deep breath. And invite, let's actually take a walk. Let's go into nature. Let's find the trail. Let's do the journey. So what nature setting feels right for you with 10-year-old you?
No, we're in a meadow. A grassy meadow. Mm-hmm.
And just look around for a moment before we just jump right into the journey and see if there's any elementals, see if there's any animals, see if there's any shapes in the clouds.
There's lots of flowers, and there's a deer and a fawn, like a doe and a fawn laying down.
Can you just thank that priestess lineage for always uh, being and guiding and creating this safe space for you and for reminding you that it's there?
Yeah. Yes.
And now just take a soft glance around and see where there is either a trail or something leading you kind of deeper into this meadow space.
Oh, it looks like we're gonna actually leave the meadow and go into a forest. So,
I want you to find the largest tree trunked tree that you can see and walk towards that tree.
okay.
Either in front of you or on the other side of this tree is going to be a fairly large hole that you can climb under to go underneath this tree.
Okay.
As you get under there, if you're crawling down or falling down or being swirled around, however you get down into that earth space, I want you to actually go a lot deeper than usual. We're going to actually go through the layers of the earth, and we're going to pass many, many layers, and we're going to continue traveling deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth until we get actually all the way to the center of the earth's crystal core. And we're going to sit inside of this crystal chamber. And 10-year-old Karen, from this space, I would like for her to share what she needs.
Read books and write poetry.
Does she need anything from the space that surrounds her right now? Does she need a physical earth mother to envelop her? Does she need to just lay in the arms of a crystal chair and just be surrounded? Does she need more softness? Does she need anything physically to touch her or to surround her?
She just wants like a piece of that chamber, like
Mm.
a hunk of it to take with her.
And from this space, I almost want it whispered or reverberated through the walls that there's a deep knowing that her and this chamber are one. Her and the mother's heart are one. There's no separation from her and the mother. She is in the heart of her mother, and there's nothing that she could possibly do that would ever expel her from being in this oneness with her. She is not doing this journey alone. She's not independent. She doesn't have to be in control. She doesn't have to care for the adults or even the other people around her, because she knows so deeply that her being in oneness with the mother now, the mother will take care of all of this and has just enveloped it all in her love, in her nourishment, in her resources. And I almost want you to imagine that you spend a day, 3 days. Let's do 3 days in like a fast forwarded type of experience here. And you're going to spend 3 days just reading and writing poetry and really enveloping in a profound, experientially, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, experiential way, spending 3 full days and nights in this space. And the first day goes by, and you're continuing to just, you're almost putting the books down and you're just sitting in this space as the second day is coming to a close. And on the third day, you can just feel how profoundly rooted and deeply connected you truly are. There is no separation between you and this space now. And now, as this third day is coming to a close, and you're beginning to just touch all of the crystals that you've made friends with and that you know by name, and that you know their individual wisdoms that have been imparted, and just experientially, symbiotically connected with, and knowing that this space is always here for you now to just connect back to, by touching a crystal, by seeing a crystal, that remembrance, this embodiment, this journey is there instantaneously. And you begin to just slowly grow out of this space, almost like a seed that's flowing up through the soil, through the layers. You're actually growing. You're rooted still very deeply in that space, and the roots are now traveling all the way through these layers of soil, all the way through the layers, up, up, up into the bottom of this tree. And when you're ready, you can actually crawl out from underneath this tree. And if you'd like, you can just stay in that space with your back against that tree. And when you're ready, you can open or flutter open your eyes, move your hands, move your feet.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, so much is not mine.
And so much, so many of our experiences are bringing us back to that deep, unconditional connectedness
Yeah.
in a world that is completely independent
Right?
connectedness. Yeah. And so releasing really that your own sacred union of being in your queendom, being in your power, being in your priestess goddess space, and really holding that mothering, nurturing space simultaneously. The mother has got you. She's,
Yeah.
you know, whatever deaths and rebirths happen, you're good. You are taken care of so thoroughly.
Yes. Oh, hallelujah. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be more than fine. It's gonna be magic. It's gonna be Zelda. It's gonna be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, he's been turning up too. Turning 7 is a thing. I forgot. You know what I mean? You forget, and then you're like, oh God, what's happening to you?
That 9-year change happens right at like it starts at 7,
Yes,
and
yes,
that happens at separation from the mother. Like that is a thing.
yeah. Oh my
So
God.
allowing that connectedness and that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I have to tell you real quick that I made a new friend in like September, and we found out that our two children that are very close friends with each other, that played with each other, and they were in Taekwondo together. That's how we met. We found out that we went to the same birthing center in Tacoma and had the same nurse midwife. And, you know, our kids are only like 3 weeks apart.
I love,
So, huh?
I love that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just a funny thing how people come in, you know. Um, Definitely wasn't looking for a new friend.
So needed though. So needed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Physical friendships.
yeah, yeah. Gracious. Thanks for once again coming in. What a like being able to see me on short notice like this. I was like, I've been so fucking out of it that I didn't, you know what I mean? It's like I had been thinking about you like a lot just because I miss you and I love you, but also I'm sure part of me was like, you probably should like resource right now. You're in fucking crisis, you know, or you feel everyone else is in crisis. I'm like just
Yeah. And I really feel like it's just 10-year-old Karen just going, I've got to take care of this little baby. I've got to take care of this little boy. Like
yeah,
nobody's watching out for me, so I have to watch out for him.
yeah,
And
yeah,
sadly, unfortunately, that is out of your hands, and that's okay because that's where you want to be. You want to be in the feminine. You want to be open
yeah,
and letting go and in love and
yeah,
just a space of surrender to all of it, because the more you're this,
yeah,
the more
yeah,
your back starts hurting. You're like the anger comes in and your
yeah,
everything starts constricting on you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And so as we can just be in a sense of knowing
yeah.
that this physical world is not real anyway.
Thank
And
goodness for that.
physical bodies come and go, and there's a whole world of rules and regulations and things that feel very real, and it's really just about the joy, pleasure, experiences, experiencing things that we couldn't not in a body. And that comes with loving someone so much that you want nothing but the best for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just been also working hard on affirming to, you know, because I think there's a part of him that thinks he's bad because of the things that happened and the things that he did when he was in crisis, mental health crisis, you know, after his pedophile father killed himself. Um, you know, and I'm just like, you don't deserve this. You're not like, nothing you did warrants your mistreatment, you know. Anyway, he used to come into my room at night and sleep on my bedroom floor every night. because he needed to hear someone else breathing. Anyway, if she kills him, I'm gonna fucking take her kids.
Well,
So there's that.
I really like being in that space, in that cave, in that connection. I feel like you're gonna be heard in a different way through from that space, that sacred union of being in your complete dark and light feminine. He's gonna hear you differently
Yeah,
because you're going to be speaking just truths to his little boy.
ugh, loving is so hard.
It hurts.
Ugh, so hard.
And isn't that the greatest game of all, to continue to crack the heart open
Yep, yep,
at
yep.
any hardness with all of these experiences, but to continue what? I don't know. I'll be done. Give me just 5 minutes. Tell him to wait. Um, yeah, just continuously cracking that and softening that and focusing on, allow for 10-year-old Karen to attend this party too.
Yes. Oh,
And, possibly even hinting at your brother while you're there, like, man, if when I turn 7, can you imagine, like, that? Let's imagine that this is our party too. Really, like,
right.
speak to his inner child in a way, if it feels right, if it feels comfortable.
Yeah, yeah,
We create a connection that you can speak to him, not his therapy, not his diagnosis, not
right.
who he is as a mask.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's a good idea. That's a good idea. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I feel like I can give Rochelle some, well, I'm going to tell her what I'm bringing and then she can,
I feel like the switch got turned on. Like, I feel like your switch was almost like it was on dim.
yeah, yeah, it was on dim. It was very dim.
It
Yep.
just wasn't, it was, I don't know if I've ever seen you so bombarded.
Yeah, this is, well, I think it wouldn't have been so much if it wasn't literally like aligning with the last year at this time, all this other shit going on. And like, I'm turning 40 in 2 weeks. I got an Airbnb on Vashon Island. It's an adorable little cabin, and I'm going by the fuck myself for 2 days.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm like, bye, bitches. I'm out
I'm
of here.
so excited for you.
Solitude, solitude, solitude.
Nobody interrupting your thoughts. That's going to be amazing.
Just gonna bring some books, um, you know, some paper,
Yeah.
and it's gonna, I'm excited. So I'm just, so if it wasn't, I feel like this, I would have been able to field all this better I still wasn't processing fucking last year.
Right.
And then also my fucking, you know, one of my best friends died, you know? So,
And with those deaths come the rebirths. With the
yeah,
deaths come the rebirths.
yeah,
And
yeah,
if we weren't in such a death honoring, war honoring, sacrificial culture,
yeah,
the death part would not be so damn difficult because the rebirthing is so beautiful.
right. Exactly. I know. I know. It's just like, oof. Yeah.
So, with all of this, too, since that's been said, really look for the rebirthing. Look for how this whole situation is dying and what
Hmm.
the rebirthing looks like. What does the rebirthing of the kids not in this space? Whether they stay together and they both heal, you know what I like?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We aren't so focused on the death that is happening right now in this situation, but if
yeah.
you really visualize, well, what does the rebirth of this look like? What do the
Where is the
kids
life? Yeah,
what do the kids look like when they're surrounded in a rebirthing of this situation? What does he look like? What does she look like? And let's hold that vision for them,
yeah, yeah.
because the death of things is so easy to get fed off of.
Yes, yes, yeah,
And maybe that is what that dark feminine is ultimately going to have a conversation. Like, obviously, this is dying a really horrible, messy death right now. And you're
yeah,
really not happy with the death of this.
yeah.
Can you see life in this together? Or do we need to like create life for each of you to thrive so that you can actually live fully?
Right.
And so possibly have
Yes,
a different reframe about like, rather than just seeing all of it crashing and burning, go
right.
with a slightly different or newer perspective from that dark feminine aspect of like, where is the life in this situation? The kids are.
Yep, yep.
So, do you need to each have your own life in order for that to thrive? Where just, and
Right.
I think we're so focused on like, my marriage is dying, I'm dying,
Yeah, yeah.
that nobody's focusing on like, well, where would life be? What what would bring life back in?
Possibilities. Yeah.
Yes.
Where's the new growth? Yeah, what are we feeding?
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So
I'm just like, God, how long have we been doing this? I just like,
around and around we go.
I know.
Back.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I told Mike, I was like, I scheduled a session with Stephanie. He's like, Jesus Christ, good. I'm like, yes, please, God. He knows. He knows.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it.
Mm,
Yay.
oh,
Okay, I
okay.
went an update Sunday night, Monday.
Yep, I'll send you one. And then do you just want to like send me a PayPal a bill or
Yeah, I have it just on my website now, so it's just like,
okay, I'll just do that.
yeah,
Okay.
so I can send you the
Sorry I did everything backwards.
no, we're all this is good. This is
Yeah.
what you dialed in. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, I'll just pop on and do that and
Yeah. It all feels
squared
so
away.
much more, not even grounded. You're really here with,
Yeah, no, I feel totally different. And it's like I just clearly needed this specific conversation to get there. Cause like Rochelle's like, I'm too fucking close to it. She's like, I don't even know what the fuck to do. She's like, cause I'm too in it with you. She's like, I don't want to talk to you until after you talk to Stephanie.
I
She's
love,
like, I need her advice too.
yeah. Reframes are so hard when you're in it, and that's,
They are.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'll be around Sunday too. So if for whatever reason I'm a text message away, like don't hesitate at all.
Send me some juice.
Yeah, I mean, with Zelda, I mean, maybe you can even like decorate the tables with all your crystals and everything and really pull in
Cute idea.
because I know Zelda has
Well, it actually did. Yeah, that didn't even occur to me. I am making sugar cookies. Like I got some cookie cutters to make the rubies and
yeah,
decorate them and do that. But that's a good idea with the crystals because Dee loves crystals. So
yes.
that
So
works
just
great.
pull it all
Yeah.
out. So you've
Yeah.
really got so
Yeah.
many visuals happening.
Okay. Yeah. No, I love that. I didn't occur to me. So thank you.
I love you so
I
much.
love you too. Thank you so much. All right. All right. We'll talk. We need to actually talk soon about life things.
Yes,
So
for
we'll
sure.
do that soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anytime. All right.
All right. Mwah, love you.